Welcome to Explore Learning. Data augmentation is an important pre-processing technique for increasing data sets, especially in a situation where you have few data sets and you want to increase the number of your data sets so that you can train your deep learning models to perform very well. Let's go into today's task. So let's create a tag, a title for this script. So we'll call this data augmentation. All right, so let's run that. Let's convert it to a markdown cell. Good. So the first thing we're going to do is to import the libraries. So let's create a tag for that. Import libraries. The first library we're going to import the Keras library. So we say import Keras. Then we say from Keras dot pre-processing dot image import image data generator. All right, so these are the two important libraries we need to perform data augmentation. Now let's create a new cell. In this cell, we need to define the image generator. We need to define what transformation technique we want to perform on the image in order to generate new set of images. So the first thing we need to do is to set the variable. So let's call this image underscore generator equal to. Now remember the library we imported, which is the image data generator. So we're going to use this command or the function image data generator. All right, so the next thing we need to start doing at this point is to define what kind of transformation do we need to perform on the image. Now, the technique behind image data generator is to produce new set of images. Now, once we perform any transformation on the original image, that image becomes a new image. So that is the whole idea. So the first thing we need to, or the first transformation technique we want to perform on the image is the rotation. And then we're going to do something like the width shift and also trying to shift the height. And then we'll also rescale it and we'll also perform sharing. And then we're also going to perform zooming. We're going to zoom it to a certain range. And then we're going to perform a form of horizontal flip. So these are different transformation techniques that we're going to carry out in order to generate new set of images. All right, so let's start defining this transformation we want to perform on the image. Rotation. So what range is going to be rotation underscore range. So let's give it a range. Let's rotate it about 40. Let's give it a range of 40. With shift range. So let's give that about 0.2, comma. So let's say the height underscore shift underscore range. So let's also set that to 0.2. So let's rescale it. So we say 1 divided by 2,255. Okay, now it's going to be 1 point. Okay, it's usually 1 period, and then we have the comma. Then let's perform the share range. So let's set that to 0.2. So let's zoom in, okay, and zoom out probably. So let's give that a range of 0.2 as well. So let's perform horizontal flip. So let's flip the image horizontally. Okay, so that we're going to set it to true. So what we're saying is, please go ahead and flip the image horizontally so that we can produce a different kind of image. So let's have a fill mode. Sorry, that's supposed to be an underscore. So let's have this fill mode. So let's set it to reflection. So let it reflect. Okay, so let's say reflect. And then that's it. So we have defined the transformations we want to perform on the image. So the next thing we want to do is to set a counter. Since it involves multiple images, not just a single image, we want to iterate through multiple images in different folders. So we need to set a counter. Okay, so let's set I to be equal to 1. So let's say for badge in image underscore generator. So this image underscore generator, this variable. Okay, all right, so dot, this is a method flow from underscore directory. So this is the method in Keras. Okay, flow from directory. So this is more well writing a for loop. Okay, so the first thing we need to define here is the directory where the images are stored. So we say directory equal to, so remember the raw string I usually use. Okay, and then you put the code. Now we need to specify where the images are. Now let's go to our folder where we have the images. Now this is the folder where we have the subfolder. The main folder is the folder called data, and then we have 3 subfolders, and each of these folders contain 5 images. Okay, so let me explain. Let me show you the images in each of these folders. Now we have 5 images in each folder, and then so we need to copy the path to the main folder. This is the main folder. So let's go back to the script. So we're going to paste it within the raw string. Okay, so once we do that, data generator understands that there are subfolders inside the main folder. So the operation is going to perform on the subfolders. So the next thing we need to set is the batch size. So let's set the batch size to 16. Then followed by the target size. At this point, you can actually change the dimension of your image. So let's say the target size should be 200 by 200 because the initial size is 224. So let's say 200. Alright, so you are allowed to change the size. At this point, you can resize your images. The next thing we want to do is to set the color mode. Okay, so let's say the color mode. The color mode is RGB. Say RGB. So the next parameter is going to be where do we want to save these images to. So save to directory. So we need to define where we want to save these images to. Remember the raw string. So I have created a folder where I would like these images to be saved. I want it to be saved into this folder called new. So all I just need to do is to copy the path to this folder. And then let's head back to the script. Now paste it within the raw string. And then that's it. So successfully we have specified the directory where we want the images to be saved into. Now since we're saving multiple images, we need to set a name. What name do we want to give these images? So let's call it new. So it's going to be save underscore, let's say underscore, let's call it prefix. So let's give it a name. Let's say new. The next thing we need to set is the format of the image. So let's say save format, save underscore format. So let's format. Let's keep the format as PNG. So let's put the colon since it's a for loop. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is to set the counter. We need to iterate the counter. Once as the number is greater than 1, setting it to a number greater than 1, it means that for the multiple image, let the counter, this loop, let it iterate through the images from the first image to the last image. So we say I plus 1, no, I plus equal to 1. And then let's give an if statement. If I is greater than 5, let it stop. Okay, let the iteration break. If I is greater than 5, okay, so let's say if I is greater than 4, because the images are just only 5. So let's say if I is greater than 4, so let it break. So let's break it. Okay, so this is a very simple code for you to perform data augmentation and save this augmented data, this new data set that has been transformed, save it into a new folder so that we can see how these data look like. So let's run. If everything goes well, we're not going to have any error and we're going to see the data sets. Wow, Good. It gives a reply saying found 15 images belonging to 3 classes. Wow, this is awesome. So let's check. Wow, you can see we have the augmented data set. This is awesome. We have a total of 60 images. So this is very, very nice. So depending on how much data set you need, you can actually increase the number of iteration before you break it. So if you want more images, you can do the calculation and then you can increase the numbers. So this is just a simple way you can augment your data set in order for you to improve the performance of your deep learning model. So thank you for enjoying this lecture section, and don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, comment and share. So we're going to be dropping videos every week. Stay tuned. Bye.